Welcome back, folks, to Tales of Equestria. What episode is this? Episode 9? I believe this is episode 9. I am your host and DM, Lord Lucan. So, let's go ahead and get started. Flamian, who are you playing as? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good welcome, dear viewers. Flamian here. Eager but war-weary, returning for the role of Dusthoof, a carpenter pony from Appaloosa, sent to Ponyville by her mother, seeking better education. And we totally got our asses handed to us yet last time.
Derek Kitty. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, this is Derek Kitty. I'm playing Hoofenmouth, a hippogriff who unintentionally split the party due to their desire to find out what had happened to Fairweather by following Grubber. And yeah, that did not help everyone. Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, you did what your character thought was best.
I sound like such a DM meme.
All right.
It's what my character would have done.
So, the party, right, was split. Hoofenmouth had an adventure onto themselves, and Dust and Summer Breeze fell unconscious fighting the shadows. This is where we pick up. Dust begins opening his eyes, where he sees a... Do you guys hear music, by the way?
No.
Yes.
But I've turned off all my sounds from my thing, so...
So I'm making sure that we get some ambient noise in here. We have the two characters who are currently locked in a cage, and I will rotate everybody to be on the same map.
Yay.
Rotate over. FYI, we are having storms here. Sure, everybody's together now. It is currently raining. You guys are in the Everfree Forest, somewhere in the camp of the evil shadow creatures. What you see is some sort of symbol and a jar of some sort laying in the middle of this symbol diagram. You see several shadow creatures wandering about the camp, taking care of certain tasks. Grubber and the shadow. Oh, he's not there. At least not yet. Grubber is making certain that certain tasks are being completed. And this is where you open it up. It is currently nighttime, so the shadows are barely seen. Next to you is a giant cage, and inside is the Drake, which is currently unconscious. Take it away.
Did you happen to see that registration plate on the hay cart that rolled us over?
No, but I did see the shadow drag your ass in here.
Where are we?
We're in, I think it's the Everfree Forest, but we're trapped in a cage right now from the master. So, what is that noise? Okay. So what we need to do is we need to quickly talk about things before and then escape, okay?
Okay.
So
Are you hurt? Are you injured?
yeah, but I'm doing better than you. So while you were out, I went ahead and I was able to interrogate what these shadows are up to. Apparently, there's like a celebration going on tonight because tonight is the shortest night of the year, and for some reason, it'll make a large shadow. So that's what they're trying to create right now. I figured out that Fairweather has been turned into a champion for the master, and the master is looking for 4 items: a pearl of change, Hope's carcass, a bottle of silences, and a grave of darkness. Now, I know what the pearl of change is, and we just need to figure out what the other 3 are. Shadowfang's here, and he's been turned, or they've been turned into the master's pet. And oh yeah, for some reason, I was able to resist the master's. I don't know. He calls himself the master, but it sounds really weird. I was able to resist the master's trying to corrupt me by wanting to find out my desire and make that true. But I've realized that if you think that the promises aren't quite real and they're a curse. Oh, important thing too. Speaking of curses, I've been cursed. So, yeah, if I damage any of them, that comes back to us. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to deal any damage.
Okay. Any ideas on how to get out of here?
Yeah, just push the cage door open.
Really?
I convinced them to unlock the cage. So what you need to do is you just need to you can take Summer Breeze, and then wait, I just remembered something very important. The master was not born, he was created, and he was created by Chaos McChaos Face. Yes, you know, the dragon hoof guy with the wings. He always does the jerky things. So if we can, I tried to summon him to get this to stop, but he didn't show up. So, but if we find him, maybe he can stop this, because I think it's his fault that this thing even started to begin with. But yeah, the cage door is open because I convinced Grubber and Shadowfang and the Umbrum, which are the shadow creatures, to unlock the cage door. So you just need to grab Summer Breeze and then try to get the Drake out, because the Drake is important to this. And we need to get the Drake on our side so that we can free the Umbrum, Grubber, and the Shadowfang.
Okay. Ready when you are, I suppose.
Oh no, I'm not going. I promised Grubber and Shadowfang that I would stay here, because if I leave, he's going to take his rage out on them. And Grubber and Shadowfang don't feel like anyone's going to be their friend, so I need to I need to stay here and prove that we're friends.
Why even promise these soulless things?
Because Grubber feels like he's been trying to do his best thing, and no one gave him a chance, and so that's why the master was able to turn him. And Shadowfang is, even though awesomely dangerous-looking kitty cat is scared to death of the master, and how can you let such an awesome little kitty cat be scared of something? You can't let that alone. Oh, by the way, that urn over there is called the Urna Samanamana.
There is something here that doesn't quite seem to make sense.
Okay.
Why is the Drake so important?
They want to corrupt him. But I feel like if we can wake the Drake up, and then if we can wake the Drake up and convince her that we're here going to help her and get her tears back so we can try to raise her child, then yeah, she would be on our side and we can totally take down the master.
Well,
because the master's plan really, for some reason, depends on the Drake. I'm not too sure about why, but
this whole ordeal has the smell of a trap. I smell a trap.
There's no trap. Like, seriously. I convinced the Umbrum, Grubber, and Shadowfang that if they stay here, they're going to be, like, torn apart and reformed into other kinds of Umbrums. They understand this.
And yet they do the master's bidding.
Well, the master kind of just took a shadow, ripped its head apart, and turned it into a two-headed beast, which is twitching over in the corner. It kind of scared them to death. It made a sickening cracky crack noise. So, yeah, you can kind of understand why they would be scared. And if Shadowfang and Grubber go against the master would probably turn them into an Umbrum to begin with.
Okay. In that case, I'll take care of Summer Breeze and I'll run to Ponyville and get help.
But what about the Drake?
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And with that, Dusthoof steps outside of the cage towards the Drake.
The cage opens with no resistance.
This is
Roll me a
creepy.
mind. Roll me a mind. Let's see if you see him. Nope.
Oops. Oh, I forgot to.
You don't see anything. Everything's fine. Everything is perfect.
I can't do anything. Why won't you let me do anything? Okay, there we go.
As a friendly
Is
reminder,
the Drake still unconscious?
The Drake is still unconscious. Yes, you are the first one to awaken.
Well, I'm going to make use of healing touch on the Drake.
Excellent. The Drake awakens. Do you say anything?
Hello.
Are you in pain?
I think she slowly awakens, right? And she opens up her eyes. She seems like a bit startled, like why is she in a cage and everything, right? She tries to move and the cage shudders slightly, right? It's a small cage for such a big creature. She's like, "What have you done to me?"
I wish I knew. I woke up in a cage.
The Umbra, the shadow things, which are called Umbrum, have brought you guys here. They want to use you to further celebration tonight to make a huge shadow. My name is Hoof and Mouth. What's yours?
She growls at this and she says, "You are the one that took away my breath."
That is true. However, we would be happy to give that back to you if you could help us, because, I don't think you want to be, none of us want to be here right now.
Roll me a charm.
Charm. Can I also roll honorable?
Yes.
Nope. That.
She rubs her forehead, right? And she's like, "Ugh. This is the second time that you've healed me, ponies. What do you want from me?"
To help you escape.
Well, first, let's get you out of that cage.
She says, "I could easily melt it."
Awesome.
You do realize that this will be a huge breath weapon, right?
Oh, crap. Are we going to die?
You're not, but she's definitely going to be targeting something.
Uh-oh.
Is this something that you wish to happen?
Maybe we should look for a more discreet option.
She offers to burn down the cage.
Do you have a less visible feat of strength, like tearing it down with your claws?
She says, "Yes, I could easily destroy it, but it would make a lot of noise. Is that something you wish to do?"
We wish to get you out of this situation as this possible. What would be the most discreet feat of strength that you could do?
Oh, pick the lock.
She says, "I cannot pick that lock. I could break it, I could melt it, but I could not pick it."
Ooh, give me a second.
So what's going on here?
Oh, never mind.
Does the cage have floor? Does the bottom floor?
Yes. Is a cage all around.
Okay, so it's a cubic cage.
It is rusted.
Damn.
It is rusted. Could easily be broken into, or broken out of. But it would do a lot of noise. Make a lot of noise.
Noise is something I would prefer to avoid.
The creatures are acting like or pretending not to notice you as they go about their work.
Looking at the fire trick, any ideas on where we are at the moment?
She sniffs the air. She says, somewhere close to my tower. I think she looks up, but the canopy is currently blocking her position, right? So she looks around on the horizon but cannot see her tower due to the clouds and the tree canopy. She says that we're close, though.
How good are you at running?
Extremely well. I can't fly. But running, jumping, I can do a lot of this.
In that case, I'm going to grab my companion and we're going to make a run for it. When I give you a signal, break the cage and run home. I'll meet you later there.
What's the signal?
That'll be the signal.
Okay. She nods in agreement and says that is the plan. Would you like me to use my fiery breath or my physical strength?
I think physical strength would be the option here, unless you create a wall of fire or similar barrier.
No, the Umbrums don't like fire. It's light. They don't like light.
Use as many light sources as possible.
No, they're helping us.
Really?
Yeah, how do you think the cage door got opened?
Last I checked, those shadows were trying to kill us.
Well, yeah, but I convinced them that there's more of us than there are of the Master. And the Master is just going to continue to abuse them. So if we can figure out a way to disconnect them from the Master, they could be free.
So all this time, it could have been avoided if we had dealt with the Master.
Yeah, apparently. But I don't know much. Oh, by the way, my name's Hoofenmouth. Who are you? I don't think we've met.
You guys are complete strangers. Well, I guess acquaintances, because you guys go to the same school of friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are acquaintances. You are aware. Dust is a younger grade student. He's 1 year younger, grade-wise.
Oh, okay.
So you've seen him in the hall. You probably just haven't spoke to him or taken any classes with him. And if it was only like brief or maybe for a semester.
Gotcha.
So you'd be aware of each other, just not like, friends.
That's tough.
Nice to meet you, Dusthoof.
Where's open mouth? Are you sure these umbrals can be trusted?
Well, they left the cage door open, and they have pretty much cleared, and they've been ignoring us the past few times while we've been talking, and we aren't talking quite quietly, you know, so. I mean, it's the best thing that we have right now.
Okay. Okay, then, so, you said you figured out what the Pearl of Change is.
Yes.
What is it?
Oh, that's easy. It's it's like my necklace is part of it. How I can turn into a sea pony.
Any ideas on Grave of Darkness, Bottle of Silence, or Hope's Carcass? Then
no, but if they're trying to, I don't know. I've been thinking about the Hope's Carcass, and I'm not sure about it, but maybe the Drake, if they kill it, becomes Hope's Carcass? I'm not sure. That's just my fan theory.
Wait a minute. Could it be? Do you remember at the classroom?
Yeah.
Professor had the urn.
Yeah. The urn that was in your backpack is what they grabbed in the thingy.
Then, Bottle of Silence. What do you suppose that would be?
A quiet bottle, a quiet container.
And the Grave of Darkness.
Oh, wait. The shadow, no, you weren't with us. Summer Breeze, Fairweather, and I went to some dark cavern. They were underground, and they were dark. I don't know if it's a grave, but they're darkness, and graves usually are underground. I could be wrong.
Okay. Then
oh, yeah.
one final question.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get you out of that cage without alarming anyone?
Which you? Me?
Yeah, you. How do I get you out of that cage back safely into post without alerting everyone here?
I could choose to leave whenever I want to, but if I leave, then who's going to make sure that Grubber and everyone else here is safe? That master is really scary, dude. And I piss him off a lot. I'm doing good here. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I'm really not comfortable leaving you at the hands of us in the past.
But if I leave, then he's going to take all his anger out on everyone here.
what's to stop him from doing that all?
That's true. But if I'm here, at least they didn't lose all of the ponies, so they have something to say so they can say that they didn't lose all of the ponies and they don't lose total face. And then maybe I could take the beat, and then I would be punished instead of all these other creatures getting killed.
Hey, I got an idea. It's going to take a bit of ingenuity, quite a lot of straws, twigs, and dry branches, and whatnots. And it's going to take a while, but it might just be enough to fool their boss.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's prisoners their boss wants, we could make some fake dummies.
I mean, that could work, but, like, what would happen if they find out? I mean, maybe we should ask them to see if that's okay with them.
Well, can't we just evacuate these creatures, Ponyville or...
Well, Shadowfang and Grubber are, like, really allergic to light, and I could get them to mount to Equestria because there's no sun under the sea. But the Umbrum can't leave because they're associated with the Master, and Shadowfang and Grubber are afraid that that if the Master finds out, they'll be turned into Umbrum and then mutilated.
The problem is they are tied to their master.
Yeah. So if we could figure out a way to break the connection, then everyone would be like happy.
I can think of a few ideas, but none of them which are good. If these things are living shadows.
Yeah. Hey!
Please excuse me for a moment.
Okay.
Hoffenmouth, how were you able to communicate with these things?
I talked to them.
Okay. How do we know we can trust them? How do we luring us into a trap?
We don't, but, like, no one's ever trusted Grubber, and that's what turned him. So if we prove that we trust him, then maybe he'll be on our side. I mean, I think he asked about Tempest, and I don't think and he said that his heart's desire was to have all the sweets in the world, and he didn't have all the sweets in the world because my snacks were still in my saddlebags. And then he tried one of my snacks, and he couldn't taste how yummy it was. He was really disappointed. So I think he's been cursed or something, because he can only eat the stuff that the Master gives him. So, like, what if it's an illusion? But I was thinking, when you said that we were talking about how they were connected. Like, what if we connect the Umbrum to something else? Then maybe they could get out.
It's not a bad idea. I have an idea.
Okay.
Since these creatures have no... If these creatures are shadows, they can move anywhere where there is enough shadows, right?
Yeah, as long as it's dark and there's no light. They don't like light.
Well, I'm going to try and make a suggestion for one of the creatures.
Okay.
I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
And don't worry, I'll try and figure out a way how we can all get back home safe and sound.
What if we put them in a box?
I'm sorry, what?
A box. The inside of a box is always dark.
Yes, I was just thinking about it. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll stay here.
And turning towards the Drake, I think we may have found a non-violent solution here. Please wait for a little while.
Oh, wait for your signal.
I nod, and Dusthoof leans a little bit closer and gently tries to touch the Drake's front paw. And I know it probably doesn't mean much, but I'm sorry for your loss.
Roll me a charm. I think like she's like beaten down and broken, right? And you've like been one of the few creatures that have shown her kindness, right? By healing her wounds and singing to her, and she like starts crying, right? She says, "Thank you for your kind words. I'm sorry for attacking your friends. I was just so upset."
Dusthoof kindly tries to pet carefully around one of her paws. It's okay. I miss my family too. I've been gone for a while.
She says, it's been so confusing. Everybody wants something. Everybody's always demanding something of me. Nobody asks me what I want or how I feel. Thank you.
No. And at this point, Dusthoof walks over, approaching the largest tentacled shadow creatures.
Are you breaking stealth?
Yeah.
The creature turns and looks at you and goes and sniffs you like.
I had a little chat with my friend, and you want to break free from the tyranny of your master, don't you?
It says nothing. Stares at you.
I right front hoof, and very gently and very slowly try to touch the creature.
Roll me a charm. So you're trying to touch it. Let's see if it allows this.
Ooh, nice.
The creature like stares at you as you reach out with your hoof. For the briefest of moments, you feel cold. Feel darkness and despair. You feel as if you're not on this plane for the briefest of moments, and then you feel yourself snap back too, right?
Yeah.
This creature says nothing to you. Roll me a mind. You see if you see him. Nope. Dust Hoof. This is where you're saying, where you hear like a voice, right? But you don't see it. It says, "What are you doing?"
I'm just trying to understand this. I'm trying to understand the situation.
The bargain was for
understand
you
that-
to escape, not for you to wander about the camp. Are you trying to get us all killed?
No, I'm trying to figure out a way we can all escape.
know
You
that's not
from the
possible.
you from the bondage to your master. For the Drake to finally be able to get its tear back, and for that grubber to break free from another bondage. I mean, that's what you are, bound to a servant you do not wish to serve. Isn't that right?
Actually, I am free-willed. The creature you are touching there is bound.
If you are Shadow,
I am Shadowfang.
Kitty, kitty, meow, meow.
if your body is composed of shadows, you should be able to fit anywhere where a shadow can be cast, right?
Everywhere but the light.
Hey, I have an idea. I have 4-pack saddlebags. I could fit some of you there. I could find you a nice wine cellar. Somewhere nice, dark, and cool, but not cold. Filled with good stuff. Cider and juice. Do you like the touch of wood?
I'm sorry.
Shadowfang says,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, what does he say to that? That's kind of weird. That's a weird proposal. Like, do you like the touch of wood?
Realizing that he's made a blunder, Dusthoof blushes for a moment. Oh, I mean, wooden barrels. I mean, those things cast a long shadows to hide, and the cider liquid inside is rather delicious, and I'm sure whoever owns that would probably be happy to have some security over.
What
That-
kind of dungeon are you inviting them to?
Kinky. Yeah. He says, no doubt the Umbrum.
Night watch.
The Umbrum could fit in any barrels, but not I. Nor could Grubber fit in a barrel. Well, maybe Grubber, but not I.
Grubber in a barrel.
It's like, yeah, I could fit
What
in a
if
barrel.
I were to build big enough?
You'd have to have time. And time is a luxury you do not have. The master will be returning soon, and the ceremony will begin.
Is there a way to destroy your master?
I think he broke up there.
Not to my knowledge. Not unless you destroyed every sentient creature's mind and heart. You do not know who the master is, do you?
No,
Of course not.
but if there's a good chance of me saving at least some creatures from a lifetime of misery and bad servitude to an undeserving, cruel tyrant. Well, I'll take it.
Roll me a charm. Oof. Oof.
Oh, friendship token.
Okay. Are you re-rolling? Don't forget, everybody gets 3 friendship tokens.
Yeah. I'm using one.
So we're getting an upgrade?
Oh, okay.
Right.
He's going to use his friendship token.
So two friendship tokens or just one?
Save yours.
Okay, so it's just a
Save
reroll.
yours, Kitty. I'll take the single reroll.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, good job. Good reroll.
So what is your objective? Yeah, what is your objective here?
Well, I'm trying to convince this Shadow Fang creature that I'm not interested in fighting anybody. I'm just wanting to take as many of these little guys with me to safety where their master cannot reach and find them a new home and better serve.
You could open a shadow pet store.
Shadow shop. A shadow shop.
Little pet shop of horrors.
Little pet shop of horrors. Shadowfang
Horrors,
says
not horrors.
of terrors. Little pet shop of terrors. Yep. He says, very well. Do what you can. Just know that your time is limited. The master will be returning soon.
Dusthoof walks small umbral creatures and beckons them to come forth, and opening up the saddlebags, all 4 pockets, and I got room for everyone. Next destination, Shadow Theater.
Excellent. This is where you need to roll me a persuasion for each shadow as you walk around. Some of them may join you, some may not. Yep, some may join you, others may not. So, who are you starting with?
Let's start with those small Darkling Corruptor types.
He's right here. Okay.
Yeah, kitty, yeah, little.
Okay. D10. Yep. And yep. Well, no, it's a roll off. It's a roll off. Has to beat my 9. Yep. A 4. So one of them climbs into your backpack, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's next? The other one refuses to join you.
I'll try again.
You think that will provoke an attack?
Okay, in that case, I'll turn to watch for those smaller wolf-like shadows.
Roll me 3 charms.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow, that's nice. 1, 2,
Nice.
3. Oh, wow, okay. All right, yeah. All 3 of them join you in the backpack. 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Who's next?
And finally, I approach the smaller shadows that resemble ponies.
Grummer walks up to you and says, "What are you doing?"
Trying to get you off the service of a master unworthy of you.
He says, "You realize that this is pointless. Everyone will serve the master in time."
Have you been listening to yourself lately? You do realize you are lying to yourself. No one was born to be a slave. No one was born to be a master.
Roll me a charm.
No one was born to be a slave.
Oof.
See? Using a token.
Okay. All right. I obtain 1 token of darkness.
So be it. Bring on your slings and arrows. Bring on your darkness. My light of beacon shall shine in the darkness.
Grubber says, "Do what you will. If it wasn't for Shadowfang holding me back," he glances over, "I would turn you into the master right now, and he would have his way with you."
Oh, Grubber, be nice.
By the way, you did not convince him, Hoofenmouth. You've only got Shadowfang on your side.
Just Hoof takes one last look at Grubber and says, "You know, I pity you. When the Equestrians find out, you'll be facing charges of attempted murder." And with that, Dusthoof walks over to the 3 shadows and opening up the bag of saddlebags.
These appear like normal ponies, like the first ones that you fought before. They're very much your height and size. Go ahead and roll me 3 charms. Yes.
1, 2,
Yes.
and
No.
3.
No.
2 of them join you.
All right.
They shrink down to miniature pony size and enter into your backpack.
All right. Then I'm off to grab Summer Breeze. Yep.
You have obtained Summer Breeze.
And then we're off. And Hoofenmouth. Looking at Hoofenmouth, and I'm coming back for you.
Cool. I'll be right here.
Don't worry. I'll think of something.
I'm sure you will. I think the master's collecting weird artifacts, so be careful.
I'll do my best. And as I'm nearing this, I go, "Ha-ha! Ha-ha!"
Excellent. The Drake attempts to break the... Yep, easily breaks through. With a loud crash, right? I need you to roll me a mind. Hoofenmouth and Dust. Both of you need to roll me a mind.
Mind.
You don't notice anything. With a loud crash, the Drake, right, shakes off the bars, right, and leaps into the forest. Just as you had said, to flee, right?
Yep.
Do you guys do anything else? You guys have 1 round before shit gets real.
Well, I'm heading towards safety of Ponyville.
Excellent. Make it to the edge of the map. And that's when the master appears.
Uh-oh.
What do you do?
Me?
You guys
Escape.
both feel the... Yep. It is the top of the round. Are you guys entering into combat or anything else happening?
I closed the cage door.
The cage door is closed. Are you making off the map, Fleming? Dustin?
Yes.
Run.
You are no longer in the scene.
Save yourself.
You see here. Okay. I think this is where we get a scene of Hoofenmouth, right? And you have the master coming and approaching, right?
Yeah.
He asks, "What happened? Where are my shadows?"
The tea break.
I think this is where we get like Shadowfang, right? Makes his appearance. Which you guys kept missing. He says, "We will no longer follow you."
Kitty, kitty, meow, meow.
And this is where we end the scene, right? Dusthoof, Shadowfang, and the Shadows are all staring at the Master, right? And it just seems to be at like a stalemate, right? Where nobody's making any moves. I think this is where we end that scene, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Dusthoof, you're running through the forest. Where are you going?
I'm trying to find anything familiar that would point me in the direction of Ponyville.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll me a mind as you're making your way through the Everfree Forest. It's not far.
Dope.
Interesting.
Be a road to Zekoras. Please be a road to Zekor or the Droidic Circle. That would do.
Okay, so there are several locations you could end up at. Let me count them all up.
Yeah, I know.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay. Roll me a d5. You do not want to roll a 1.
Oops.
Okay, well. Okay. Scene cuts back to Hoofenmouth. Roll me initiative.
Really? Oh crap.
Oh, wow.
7.
Oh, my God. Dust, you're in this too. You're literally circled around.
No.
No!
That's why I said not roll a 1. You're in this too, so go ahead and roll.
I did roll a body check for initiative.
Okay, alright.
How did you escape and then get turned around and come back the way you came?
I mean, it happens all the time in the forests. If you ever get lost, it's easy to get turned around easily. Let's see here.
I knew I should have taken Orienteering 101.
Okay,
Hey, look,
Master
I found some
Guthrie.
footprints. I'm gonna follow them back. Oh wait, these are my footprints.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting this. Well, I wanted to keep the party together. I wasn't expecting this to actually keep the party together.
Hey.
Literally keep the party together. All right, Hoofenmouth, what did you roll? 7? Okay.
7.
Not bad. How's that still? 8, nice. Okay, and then Tentacle Monster. What do you got? D10s, oh my god. Okay. Well, good news is they're all hurt, right? Most of them are hurt. Nobody's healed up from the last fight. Well, except by, people who haven't been hurt. Let's see here. Where'd you at, Grubber? There you are, 6. What's this? D10, okay. 6, Mantis got 6. Okay, and then what's yours? You are a die 4. Interesting. 2. what's yours? Is a die. I wasn't expecting like so many diversity. That's a 5. Okay. So many diverse critters. Okay, descending order. Dusthoof. You run out into the forest.
I'm getting out of here.
Hoof and Mouth, it is your turn. It appears that Shadowfang is putting on a full riot. So he's like, we will no longer follow you.
I open my cage door again.
Excellent. That's an action. You can still move.
I am going to stay in the cage.
Okay. Bigger shadow. What's the bigger shadow do? Okay, it's going to roll a mind as the master attempts to control it. It fails. Red will be bad guy. Grubber. Master, it wasn't my fault. You must listen to me. Shadowfang was behind all this. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. He starts groveling and saying, like, it's not, I didn't have anything to do with it. Right? Shadows. 9, 1d6, 3. It fails. It says, there, Shadowfang. There's no need to be upset. He reaches out and caresses Shadowfang. Shadowfang attempts to resist.
No!
Shadowfang appears to be on his side. Wow, 1d4. Yep. Which is kind of interesting because this one might actually make it. 1d12. Wow, okay. Weird. This one starts running off. It makes it safe against the master's overwhelming corruption. Okay. Shadowfang, you know, all that resistance that he was showing prior to kind of gets washed away, right? He says, forgive me, master. And once again, the Shadowfang kneels, right? Dusthoof, top of the round. This is where you, like, circle back around. Like, you take a trail, right? You take a trail. And you come back around. Full speed, right? And that's when you bump into
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, you literally make a circle and bump into the critter that's trying to escape. What do you do, Dusthoof?
I offer the little guy my backpack.
Sure, roll me a charm.
There's still room for one more. You know, I want to build a shadow puppet troop.
It leaps into your basket. Like, whee! It's like, nope, I'm out of there. Anything else, Dusthoof?
I'm heading to Ponyville.
Okay. So you leave the scene again, correct?
Yep.
Okay, you leave the scene again. Roll me a mind. Let's see if you try to get out of here. Yes, there we go. Dusthoof, it is your turn.
You mean Hoof and Mouth?
Or Hoof and Mouth. Hoof and Mouth, it is your turn.
Okay, cool. I move out of the cage and I come over here.
Sure.
There we go. And then I say to, I look at Shadowfang and go, Shadowfang, no!
Okay. So we move here. Anything else?
Remember.
Go ahead and roll me a charm. I'm trying to break it out.
Oh, come on.
The DC is 6. Nope.
Nope.
Like Shadowfang looks like distant, right? Has distant eyes. Do you do anything else besides move and do that?
I turn to the master and go, "How could you?" Yeah, that's just it.
The large shadowy creature, right? Who was once looking away, tries to grab you, hoof and mouth. Jesus. Have to be a 10.
Can I use a fly?
Are you flying? That's a good question.
I could fly.
Sure, I'll allow it. Easily snatches you. Currently has you held. Grubber is still groveling before his master, saying, "Yes, master, it was all their fault. It was that one. That one right there." Points at you. He says, "That one was corrupting your command." The shadow minions begin moving around, right? Everybody's moving. This Placer Beast moves right there. That moves right there. You're currently held. Move to the front. To the front. There we go. That's when the master says, "It is time for the ceremony. Let us begin." It is your turn, Hoof and Mouth, as everyone begins the ceremony.
I struggle against the grasp of the yeah.
You gotta beat it.
Please stop trying to eat my yarn.
It's close.
Nope.
It's close.
I turn
What do you say?
I turn to Grubber and I say, "Help me, please, Grubber."
I think this is where the master says, "Yes. Yes, I can feel your despair. Watch as I ascend. Yes." He steps into the circle. And he begins manipulating the jar. We continue to chant, reciting the ancient and forbidden tongue. Nothing happens there. Hoof and Mouth, it is your turn.
I struggle.
Go ahead. Gotta be a 7.
Nope.
Excellent.
And again, I call out to Grubber.
You call out to deaf ears. I will spend 3 tokens of darkness to activate this.
No.
And that's when the trap activates. I think this is where you see everybody getting sucked into the jar. Hoof and Mouth. Including Shadowfang.
No, Shadow.
Grubber isn't. He's still under his will. Its own will. Everybody gets sucked into the jar. And you collapse as everyone is sucked into this jar.
Okay.
You are free. It is Grubber's turn, and Grubber looks around bewildered, what is going on here?
I have no idea.
Hoof and Mouth, it is your turn.
Hoof and Mouth looks up over at Grubber and goes, "I have no idea. I'm scared too. What the hell?"
Grubber's turn. He starts running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you do, Hoof and Mouth?
I grab the jar.
Are you stepping into the circle?
Wait, no, I'm not stepping into the circle. I go and I head. Would you not do that, please? I head towards the direction that Dusthoof went.
Excellent. You're running too?
Yes.
Excellent. Grubber makes it to the edge of the map. It's your turn, Hoof and Mouth.
I would again.
Roll me in mind.
Continue to go.
Roll me in mind. Excellent. You escape the scene. Where are you guys going?
Ponyville! Ponyville!
Everybody runs to Ponyville.
Tracking Dusthoof.
Dusthoof is what? 2, 3... I don't know. He's way out there, right?
Yeah.
He's booking. But I don't think he can fly, right?
No, he's
Yeah.
yeah.
Hoof and Mouth, from your perch, you can see the Drake fleeing to her tower. You see Dusthoof fleeing to Ponyville. Anything else?
Who's closer?
Uh,
Well, no, I go after Dusthoof.
Okay, I was like, which is closer? Which would be closer? You go after Dusthoof, who is making his way to Ponyville. Where do you go? As you both reach Ponyville about the same time.
I'm going to need approximately 2 hours in a carpentry workshop.
Okay.
And
So, Hoof and Mouth, Dusthoof says that he's needing to go to a workshop. What do you do?
I go to Starlight Glimmer's office to get the Drake's Tears potion.
Okay. Let's see here. So, we've got one party member who's going here. We got one party member going here. Okay. Who wants to get started first?
how about you roll? Roll 1d6. Even, me, odd, Hoof and Mouth.
Okay. This is odd. Hoof and Mouth, you are up first.
I fly as fast as I can and burst into blah blah blah.
Starlight Glimmer.
Thank you. Her office.
Mm-hmm.
And
she appears tired, right? She's been focusing on keeping the spell of protection around the school up. As you fly into her office, she glances up and she says, Hoof and Mouth, what seems to be the problem?
Need the Drake's Tears potion now. Please.
She blinks at you.
Out of breath.
And she's like, you know you can't have that, right?
Promised Drake to give it back.
Roll me a charm.
Can I also use honorable?
Tell me how you're being honorable here.
I'm
Okay, suck.
we promised the Drakes that we would try to give them the tears because it belongs to them. and we made a mistake.
Go ahead and roll me a charm.
Just regular check. Okay.
Interesting. She says, you've made a good case. However, I cannot give them to you.
But the Drake lost her baby, and we stole it from her without knowing what's going on, and we could use it to raise her baby back.
She hands you a book called Advanced Potions and Ingredients. And she says, this is why we cannot.
Do
you see it?
No, I don't.
Okay. Make sure that you can see it. Oh, that's why you can't see it.
It doesn't exist.
It does. It's just not in your journal. There you go. Now you have it. It's called book title Advanced Potions and Ingredients. Can you please read that out loud for me? Starlight Glimmer says.
There it is. Drake's tears are extremely rare and unique. The Drake's tears come from fiery beings that have suffered a great and terrible loss. Tears are the material status known as plasma and are incredibly dangerous to work with. Experts have theorized that it is regenerative or extremely hazardous materials. That has regenerate or extremely hazardous materials. There are two schools of thought. First, regeneration. Phoenixes are capable of rebirth by self-immolation at certain times in its life cycle. It has been observed by multiple creatures. The school of magic is still uncertain of such possibilities. Second, obliteration. These tears are capable of total and complete destruction, capable of destroying something completely, physically, spiritually, and mentally. Warning, dangerous material.
She says, now do you understand?
So, are you saying that because it didn't come from a phoenix that it can't bring back her baby?
She shakes her head no. She says, if this was, right, if it could rebirth, don't you think the Drake would have done it by now? Two things could happen to her child. The child could come back, or the child could be destroyed completely.
But this child's already dead, so really we're just giving it a 50-50 chance of coming back.
Is that something you wish to do?
Well, she helped us get out of the prison, and we promised her that...
Wait, what prison? Starlight Glimmer Flings, like, what?
Oh, yeah. The master...
Wait, what master? What?
I'm not sure. It's the guy that calls himself the master. I think he fights Dr. Hooves.
Are you going to relay all the information?
I relay information as much as Hoof and Mouth knows.
Go ahead and roll me a charm. She says, I believe you.
Thank you.
She says, you should talk to the professor.
Okay.
Professor Sunburst. It sounds like his trap worked.
He made a trap.
Indeed.
What is going on here? Oh my god, this skill sucks. I'm not re-enrolling next semester.
She says, I'm sorry, Hoof and Mouth, but we need somebody to get close to despair.
So, you were using your students as bait?
She says, no. This is field work for you.
Okay, and when did I sign up for Fieldwork 101?
When you signed into the School of Friendship.
God, I'm going to not. I'm paying tuition to get killed. Shit.
She says,
Definitely
now
not.
that Despair has been captured, where is the phylactery now?
The phylactery? You mean the urn thing?
Yes. Somnambulia's not dead.
It's still in the magic circle that sucked up everything in the middle of the Everfree Forest. I was going to get it, but I also thought if I stepped into magic circle, I'd be sucked into the little urn thing. So I left it there.
Oh.
Because I don't have telekinesis.
It is wise that you didn't.
So...
You see, It was Discord who told us that Despair would return. And with his help, we set up a trap for Despair.
Did you miss the part in which Discord created the master, or Chaos Face created the master?
Indeed, yes. That's why he told us of his return. And thanks to your help, we were able to capture him.
But Shadowfang's in there.
Who?
Shadowfang. Kitty kitty meow meow.
I don't know who that is.
It's the Octopussy. It's Cthulhu. Lives in a cave. Doesn't like people. Or doesn't like ponies. Really nice.
Oh, are you talking about Displacer Beast? A monster?
Yeah. Kitty monster.
Oh, all the better riddance.
No, Kitty monster is cool. Kitty monster's my friend.
What?
Yeah, I made friends with a cat monster.
That's hard for me to believe.
What? You find a cat monster that has tentacles and wings and you make friends with it. It's awesome.
I like plants more. I think she rubs her her little plant.
I don't understand plants. I don't understand you surface people. I'm going to go talk to Sunburst, Glimmer.
Excellent, she says. Yes, go ahead and talk to your professor.
Okay.
She lowers the shields. Now that the threat has passed, I want to thank you very much.
Yeah, I guess we should tell... what's their name? Dusty Hooves? That she no longer needs to make the box for the shadows.
What shadows? All of them should have been trapped inside with Despair.
No, we helped a riot, and you disappeared.
What?
We started a riot, and the shadows and so some of the shadows came with us.
They must be dispelled at once.
But they're cool. We're thinking of opening a little pet shop of terrors.
I don't know if that's something that can be done.
Well,
those creatures are made of despair.
It's better than a school made of lies. I'm gonna go talk to Sunburst. I don't know what to say to you anymore.
She seems confused. I'm not sure why you care about these creatures of shadows. It's not like they have feelings or anything.
They have
creations.
Feelings. They didn't want to be ripped apart and turned into the other shadow creatures like the Master was doing.
She shakes her head and she says, I believe you're confused.
I believe you don't think that everything it deserves friendship.
She says everything deserves a chance. But didn't you say the shadows creatures attacked you?
Yeah, but didn't you attack Twilight Sparkle?
She nods. She says that is true. But that was different.
How so?
I was not made of despair.
Okay, that's one way of denying reality. You were upset.
Yes,
That upset is a type of despair.
that is true.
So,
Then you must realize that despair can never be truly gotten rid of.
oh, but we can learn to live with it.
Yes. And I am still paying for the debts. That's one reason why I'm a principal here at the school, to help children like you.
Ah, to help children like me get killed. Lovely. Thank you.
Anytime.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, well, yeah, anytime. Did you learn anything important? Anything of value?
Yeah, not to re-enroll in this school for next semester.
You're all in the school.
Okay, so I'm going to go talk to Sunburst, and then we still
You
have
go to
this
Sunburst?
problem
Okay.
with Fairweather still being corrupted and nowhere around.
Yes, that is true. Where is your friend now?
I don't know, the master sent him somewhere, and you trapped the master.
I think this is where she teleports, right?
I guess so.
She says somewhere in the Everfree Forest. I will speak to Zakora and see where this location. See where this is located.
There's cages in a big glowing circle of doom.
Should be too difficult to find.
Probably not.
She, I think she winks at you. She says, "You've done a great job, a great service." Is there anything that you'd like to sell? Tell me.
No, Hoof-and-Mouth leaves, trying not to say a whole bunch of four letters. He, hippogriff phrases.
She teleports away. The defenses around the school are dropped. The scene cuts over to Dust. What's Dust doing in his carpentry shop? Or a carpentry shop.
Dust, not entirely sure whether this is going to work, sets about crafting a set of wooden mannequins and puppets made out of wood, cloth, hay, and rope.
Okay.
So essentially, he's building puppets for those shadow creatures to inhabit.
Shadow puppetry.
Okay.
A little bit of here and a little bit of here, and the ankle bone is connected to the torso bone, and the torso bone is connected to the other bones. After that,
Yes.
Dust Hoof opens the saddlebags and beckons the shadows to come forth. Hey, I got new bodies for you.
I ain't got no body.
Go ahead and roll me a charm and see if you can convince them to join into it. They seem hesitant.
Do you need a link or something? Hey, how about this? Dusthoof takes a little bit of black paint and paints the puppets all black.
Yay.
There you go. Go ahead and roll me another charm and see if you can convince them to join in now. With the fresh coat of black paint, they eagerly hop into their new body as one.
Dusthoof examines his newest creations and sees if they come to life.
Let's see here. Are you asking to see if they are mobile?
Yes.
Yeah, they can move it. It's kind of janky at first as they're trying to figure out each other's positioning and movement. Right? It's very unstable.
At first.
No, it's very unstable. You've got like how many in there? You've got like 5 or 6 of them.
No. I said I was crafting several of these things.
Several of them. Well, it's going to take a lot of time to craft several of these. I assume that they're
yeah,
actual
but
pony size, right? Or are they like miniatures?
miniatures.
Yeah. They jump in. And you have, go ahead and write down in your inventory, pony shadow miniatures, animated.
Actually, they are mannequin shaped, much like a average person.
So these are bodies or not bodies?
These are kind of like, those art dolls that are sold in art shops that allow artists to put bodies into different poses for examples when they are drawing them.
Yes.
Essentially, he's creating those.
So he made pony action figures.
Obtain pony action figures animated by Shadow.
We could use this for ogres and oubliettes.
Anything else, Dust?
Yeah.
I assume
Are you
hollow,
guys?
Right?
Well, yeah, they are hollow. They are made of simple creations, but they should provide non-threatening bodies to these guys.
Oh, that is true. Yes, they are about the size of your hoof, approximately.
Yep. Dust picks up 2 of them and looking at them and say, "Please raise 2 hands if you're happy, and raise 1 hand if you are not happy with your bodies."
What would they say? So let's just give them a normal charm roll, I guess. They seem to be quite content currently with their new forms.
All right. I'll take out a ink pen, a quill, and some paper. If you have any desires, you can write. You can read and write. Yes?
They shake their heads no.
Oh, okay.
Emojis.
They don't know Punish. Yep. They don't know Punish.
Okay, in that case, are you now free from your master, or do I need to still make something? Raise 1 hand if you are free, and raise 2 hands if you are not free.
They raise 2 hands.
Okay.
2 hands.
Do we need magic? 1 yes, 2 no.
You get no reply.
If your master is destroyed, are you destroyed with him?
You get no reply.
Okay. Do I need to, if I make a small wound on my thumb and drop a droplet of blood on you, will that set you free?
You get, was it the no? You get the 2? 2
Yeah.
hoofs? Yeah, you get the 2 hoofs.
Okay, so no. Okay, blood doesn't help. Destroying your master doesn't help. Okay,
Destroyed.
are you afraid? 1 yes, 2 no.
You would get 1 hoof raised.
Well, I pick each one of them up 1 by 1, and I hold them in my hoofs, and I say, I don't know how, but I'll find some way to get you guys free, to get on to allow you to live your lives free from the fear of the tyranny of that thing. And then on that, I promise. And then Dusthoof leans in and gives each one of them a kiss on their forehead.
I think they nod in appreciation, right, of what you're trying to do.
Well, first I'm going to win over their trust, and then I'm going to see if Hoofenmouth is at the School of Friendship.
Is that where we meet up?
Yep.
Professor Sunburst? Okay. We head over to the school. Before you stands Sunburst, who is currently reading the Journal of Starswirl the Bearded. As you guys are both aware, the Starswirl the Bearded's journal has been destroyed when they returned to this plane.
Hello, Professor.
My students. Hello, hello. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Hey, I got something to show you. Hoofenmouth, please. You two. I'm guessing you'll want to see this. And I take out the puppets.
Cool. Ogres and Oubliettes minis. Sweet. I didn't play.
Not exactly. These are the shadowy beings that wanted to get free from the tyranny of their previous master.
Hey, buds, what's up?
But Professor, any ideas on how to set these guys free from their previous servitude to that shadow master creature?
Yes, you are referring to Despair.
I guess so.
Yes.
These are former servants and now liberated individuals who I crafted a new body. I wasn't sure if they would be able to sustain their own shadow bodies, so I figured, well, I'm not magician, but I'm pretty good with a hammer, saw, and a file, so.
So Sunburst takes a deep breath and lets it out and says, "You realize that those are Umbrum."
Yeah,
Shadow folk?
Umbrum.
Yes. Do you know of King Sombra?
Only by his infamy.
Not at all.
Villain specializing in shadows and a terror over the Crystal Empire, right?
That is correct. He says, but that's not the entire story. You see, Sombra was an Umbrum.
Okay.
So he's part shadow?
He was, yes. Part shadow, part unicorn.
But
Shadowcorn?
Unicorn.
are these guys? I take one of the puppets. But these guys don't seem malevolent at all.
It is possible.
So good and bad shadows exist.
That is very possible, yes. I think
Well,
he looks at the figures and takes out a magnifying glass and looks at them. I guess that is possible.
Well, in that case, Professor Sunburst, I would like to apply for these guys. I would like to apply these guys into your lessons as well as apply sanctuary and asylum for these little guys.
Roll me a charm. Says, very well. I shall initiate the request. I will also confirm this with the Council of Friendship.
Thank you.
I was unaware that Umbrum could be persuaded. How did you do such a thing?
Well, it was actually Hoofenmouth's doing. She was instrumental in persuading those Umbrums to break free of the Despair's influence.
I started a riot.
Yeah, you could say that this is a bit of a cultural revolution of the friendship revolution.
Does that mean that I'm now a god in their mythos?
No, but you know that famous painting of Harmony leading the forces of friendship forward?
No, because we don't have paintings in Equestria.
Okay, well, suffice to say that if not deity, then a heroine figure.
Heroine is a feminine thing. I'm not female though.
Wait a minute, Hoofenmouth is a male?
Hoofenmouth is gender neutral.
They're addressed as they. Yes, they're addressed as they.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
It's all good. I thought you had introduced Dusthoods as her, so that's why I kept on referring to your character as female. Sorry.
Oh,
I don't know. Everybody can be whatever they want.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, live and learn. But yeah, the figurines. Whatever it's decided, that know that I will not accept anyone wanting to destroy them.
Can we use them for ogres and oubliettes, though?
We'll have to ask if they allow themselves to portray.
They would work awesome as NPCs, so that the GM doesn't have to control all the characters. Think of it.
Yeah, plus I could build them small swords, shields, spears, and all that. But we have to ask their permission.
We could crochet them tiny little coats.
Totally. I like the way you're thinking.
That'd be cool.
Sunburst says that I will take your request to the Council of Friendship. It's always good to have new allies, even though they're not what we expect. He glances at the little miniatures that are dancing and playing on poor Huffenmouth's head. Well, what do you guys do? As Sunburst congratulates you and says, yes, I will take this cause to the Friendship Council.
That is excellent. What if we... is there a... Professor, about the beach ball of light.
Yes?
I'm afraid the artifact has been misplaced.
What do you mean?
Well, we encountered some shadow creatures in the Everfree Forest, and it turns out that the beach ball of light was actually quite helpful in combating those creatures. And but during the battle, we were all knocked unconscious, and the ball is still there. So, with your permission, will go and retrieve it back.
He says, as you wish. It would be good to recover the items.
Oh.
Yes.
You know that urn thing that you gave us, or that we had?
Yes.
It tracked my shadow cat Thulu inside. Is there any way we could release them?
You wish to release despair into the world.
No, not despair. I just wanted to release my shadow cat friend.
That's not how that trap works, I'm afraid.
Wait. So they're stuck there forever?
Something like that. But not necessarily true.
Okay, so you got a whole bunch of... So I understand that you were trying to get despair, but then you got collateral damage in there.
That was not our intention.
Okay. Is there another way to get to selectively let things out, or to let despair out in a closed thing, and then put despair back in after we get out everything else from there?
This was not my plan, as a matter of fact. It was Discord's.
Oh my god.
They had talked it over with the princesses and were aware of Despair's return. And Discord had suggested a trap for him.
Why do we trust Chaos Big Chaos Face?
Well, everybody needs redemption.
Yeah, so it's okay to trust
Discord?
this man and then not let the other... You guys are such hypocrites.
He scratches his beard, right? And he says, you are safe. Which still leaves and begs the question, where is Fairweather?
I don't know where Fairweather is, because the only one that knew that information was Master, and the Master is stuck in the urn along with Shadowfang.
So you are suggesting we release Despair into the world to get your kitty, and what else? And to find out where Fairweather is?
To find out where Fairweather is, yes.
Roll me a charm. See if it's worth the greater good.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Yeah. He's like,
well,
what? You're wanting me to do what?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. Let's see here. Die 6 plus die 12. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going to do an exploding die then.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
You want to play this game? We'll play this game.
Yeah, let's play this game. Let's do it. No. Sunburst says, Huffenough, you have to understand. Sometimes sacrifices must be made for the greater good. We can't have despair reign around, causing trouble. You saw what he did to the school, what he did to your friends, right?
Okay, but from the information that I gathered from both Grubber and Shadowfang, Fairweather is out in the world on a mission for the Master, for Despair. So we have no idea what that mission is, and we have no idea where he is. So what if this comes back and binds us in our hindquarters?
He scratches his beard and says, well, that is a concern that we will have to take up later, I suppose.
Professor?
Yes.
Is there a way to combat despair?
Of course, with hope.
What about a carcass of hope?
Yes. Let's see if he knows what these are.
Okay, because they wanted to do it. They were going to do
Die 12, die 12.
Roll die 12?
No, he's trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Okay.
So what'd you ask specifically about?
Specifically, I too would like to set those creatures in that urn free, even if it means combating whatever evil is inside.
He says that is truly madness.
Madness or no, But my ma raised me to believe that we either all go home or nobody goes home. We either all eat breakfast together or nobody eats breakfast.
He like scratches his beard and he's like, it's one thing to have the turnover Umbrum, right? Standing up for the Umbrum that rejected despair. I understand that. But he says, just to have a pet out, or just to, what is it? You just want everyone to be free?
No,
This is not within my capabilities or within my permission. That is something that you'd have to talk to the Council of Friendship about, the headmistress about, and I'm certain Discord would want to be informed as well.
Okay. One other thing. When I interrogated them, they said that they needed, for a ceremony, the Pearl of Change, Hope's Carcass.
Okay, wait. Let's start with that one.
Which one?
The Pearl of Change. He says, I'm familiar with that. I believe that was an artifact by Queen Nova, right?
Yeah, we know what that one is.
Yeah. Says yeah.
But
and then you go to the next one.
Hope's Carcass.
He says, yes, that is the death of Somnambula.
Okay.
One of the
Death
pillars.
of who?
Somnambula.
Death of Somnambula.
Somnambula, yes.
Oh dear.
So that's why he shows you the plan, right? He shows you what the urn of Alcorn Hope was. He says this was designed for Despair to believe that this was her urn. There is no Alicorn of Hope. It doesn't exist.
So it's a hoax?
It is a trap. Designed specifically for Despair.
Oh.
The urn of Snambla is actually a phylactery, in which to capture souls and shadows
And
So
your cat friends that no one wants to free because no one sees their value.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Then-
He's like, hey, he doesn't know. He's like, oh, a cat friend, what are you talking about?
Shadowfang. That cat Lulu that's stuck in there.
Are you
The
talking
octopus
about
thing.
displacer beasts? They are nasty,
Yes.
villainous creatures.
They are awesome.
Professor, you mentioned that Sombra
Yes.
and Despair both are umbrals.
Oh, despair is not.
Not.
No.
So,
Despair is more like a spirit, much like Discord or what's it? The Wendigos, or let's see here. What else would it be? Hope, love, an emotion caused by all sentient beings.
so there's no way to calm it, so to speak.
Not to my knowledge. But that's something that you might have to ask Discord about. I am not the one who created him.
Okay. Well, with your permission, I will take my newfound wooden companions, and I think we'll make a careful and cautious introduction of these little guys into Ponyville.
Not these ones on my head. They're my friends now. They're my head friends.
They're dancing in your like hair, right?
They live in my mane now.
Live in your mane now. Yep.
They're the main attraction.
But but I was planning on, building them little items to, use, like little hammers, little top hats, little walking canes, and little drums, and little ukuleles, and miniature this and a miniature that.
I think they were like raised one hoof, right? Like, yes.
I'm all cool with that, except for the little miniature ukuleles. That sounds kind of, hipster.
Well, I was actually more thinking along more of the lines of them introducing these little reformed guys to the world of Equestria. After all, even if changelings are capable of turning from these ravenous beasts into these wonderful, lovely-looking, almost like beautiful insectoid forest spirit-like creatures with very lovely wings that span from the most beautiful butterfly-like wings to beautiful ladybug patterns is remarkable, then surely there is room for these little guys.
Yeah, you can do that with yours. But these ones can live in the P.O. box of my main. Hey, let them decide.
With your permission, I have a suggestion for you, Hoffenmouth. How about we build them a house that we can take with us wherever we go?
How about we let them decide if someone live in my main, they can live in my main. Someone live in your little portable house, they can live in your portable house. Free will, dude. Free will.
Yeah. But, hey, if you would you kindly have them take a vote for those who wish to stay in your main if they need hammocks or small linens or whatnots?
I got feathery mane. It's feathers. They can make feathers.
Yeah, but, let's ask them.
I think you get like a combination of like yes and no's and no's and yes, where like they want to be easily guided back and forth, and like they're not set in any set direction, right?
Oh, cool. They're nomadic.
I mean,
let
they
them
have
run free.
They've never had a home.
Well,
let them live the free nomadic lifestyle.
Well, I have a suggestion for this one. All those who wish to, well, I guess, Hoffenmouth, this means that you and we're going to have to start to be best buddies. So we have to stay together for the sake of these little guys.
But they're nomads. They can live wherever they want.
Yeah, but they seem to be very keen on you, and I would feel bad about leaving them to their own fending for themselves. So, because I created them, so I feel responsible.
Okay. You could also invite some to live in your main too, though, dude.
Yeah, but I would so much rather build them a fully functional house with tiny beds and tiny couches, tiny items.
Some people don't like houses. Let them decide how they want to live. They don't need to be colonized.
You know what, Professor? Would you mind if I take a piece of paper from your drawer?
Sunburst offers you a piece of paper.
Okay.
He says, what about the other two things that you were mentioning prior to this little squabble?
Yeah.
That's...
Bottle of silences.
See if he knows what this is. Yes, he says... Oh, yeah, he definitely knows. He says it's probably coming from the stream of silence.
Okay, cool. So we got...
In the Kirin village.
That's correct.
And finally, Grave of Darkness.
Dun-dun-dun. That sounds like a metal band.
He says, I don't know what that is.
Of darkness. Yeah,
Pardon me, Professor, but could the name imply towards the Hollow Shades?
Says unlikely. Probably
Okay,
some
then.
sort of forgotten grave.
Of darkness?
He says that it may not even be a grave at all. It sounds like it's just part of a riddle, but it sounds important.
Oh, well.
Roll
Well,
an 8.
well, thanks for everything, Professor. We'll be on our way now.
Says, I'm glad I could help, and I want to thank you too. You guys will be rewarded. You helped capture despair.
Yes, but please hold on to that while we go and light.
Of course.
Hey, Dust, what did you do with Summer Breeze? Did you, like, put them back in their dorm room, or just
Yep.
throw them in the corner?
Back to the dormitories with him. He seemed to be still out cold, so I figured it was the most kind thing to do.
Cool.
Excellent. Is this where we leave the episode?
Yep.
Right. Is there anything else that you'd like to ask Sunburst as you guys head out the door, fresh from your victory of defeating despair?
Just one question.
Professor nods and says you need but ask.
Professor, this is purely a hypothetical question, but is there anything that this despair desires other than to spread misery and despair? As in, is there something we could barter with for the lives of those creatures still stuck in that jar, or rather, phylactery?
I'm afraid you'd have to ask Discord about that.
Guess
I
I'll
do not know despair. I haven't touched it or felt its embrace.
Well, I guess it's time for a little creative dessert baking. And it's probably a good time to do the fish stick. It's a very delicate state of mind.
All right, so this is where we get the shot, right? We have Summer Breeze, who's currently sleeping in the dormitory, right? What's Dusthoof doing?
Hey, Mr. Game Manager.
Yes.
Could we, and Hoofenmouth as well, how about we do a little bit of small, harmless prank on Summer Breeze with the help of these little guys?
We have the little guys tie them up and make them feel.
That sounds something off
captured.
screen. That sounds like something off screen. We don't want to inform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if we're going to do that, just what are we doing? What are we doing? Was the end scene of this episode? So we got Summer Breeze, who's currently sleeping in the dormitory. What's Dusthoof and what is Hoofenmouth doing as we end this episode?
Just who finishes up his conversation, Sunburst, and gathers up his share of the wooden mannequins.
Excellent. And Hoof and Mouth, what are you doing?
Hoof and Mouth goes, since they are not able to continue searching for Fairweather due to lack of information, focuses on finding out what's happening in Mount Eris.
Excellent. Do you send a letter off or what?
I send a
Or
letter
shell?
off, and also
You send a shell off.
What? Yes, I send a seashell
Excellent.
by the seashore from Sally.
And that's when we leave this episode. You will need to send me a message via Discord, and you will get a reply back.
Thank you.
All right. We'll say goodbye, and this is the end of episode 9.
Bye.
Bye.